Alright everyone, we're back with more PlayStation 5 faceplates. I think we mentioned this pretty recently, but the aftermarket for this console is getting pretty interesting. A lot of cool things are springing up, so I picked up a few extra things, including previously, if you remember, we already had a blue and a red faceplate, so we'll kind of mix and match and see what we can come up with. So we'll push these to the side for a second, and yeah, these bottom two right here. And this was kind of an old video now, so for those that weren't here before, but oh, I forgot I had the faceplate, or the not faceplate, the little vinyl sticker wrap or whatever, and you can see it's peeling off. Yeah, so this was like I think it was part of an eBay video, eBay or Amazon, but you know, cheap PlayStation 5 accessories, which they weren't even really all that cheap because a lot of these sellers are, you know, price gouging. It's a brand new console. People are going to be willing to spend a little bit more for these versus, well, anything else really. But we had a blue faceplate, then we had these red ones here, which really don't show up well on camera. It really comes off as more of an orange, but in person, definitely red. Let's dive into this. So these are all from China right now, so as far as I can see, there's no US sellers, but I'm sure US sellers will show up at some point and they'll charge even more for these. But this is a really cool little thing I saw, and this is what inspired me to buy more of this stuff. You've got these little LED ring accents that you can attach to the side of the PS5 near the fan, right? And so that's what we can do with that. Some very nice RGB lighting. Got our own little remote control. I'm sure this was like in the thumbnail, so we've got a clear faceplate here, which actually, one of these is from Customize My Plates, or CMP Shells. If you remember that company prior to PS5 coming out, where they tried to do custom PS5 plates. Sony shut them down. I mean, they were called PlayStation 5 before they got shut down when they came back. Like, that was a dumb idea. But we'll see if the quality holds up for what is, and these were like $60, so. They certainly feel different. Totally clear. They've got frosted ones too, so you can do like a frosted blue, a frosted black. There you go. See, same thing with this weird mold where you've got these like edged little impressions here. Every faceplate I've seen so far has these, although I don't have the one from D-Brand. I don't think it has that there. They're definitely molding it a different way. But seeing that there means they're probably getting this from the same place as everybody else. Alright. So you can see here we've got gold ones. Or, I don't know what you'd call that color. It doesn't look all that pretty in front of me. You're seeing these the first time I'm seeing them. This doesn't look gold at all. This looks like a, I don't know, kind of a beige, but more of a very muted gold. Would that make sense? Oh, this one does not have those impressions, those mold impressions right there. So this one's a little bit different. In fact, I would say this one a bit better. Just off of that alone. It's weird though, right? It's like a Dijon yellow mustard. Now this I also thought was really cool, which goes into all the accent lighting that people are doing now. This was also from China, so I imagine most places will start to increase the price on these once they're in the US. So what you can do with these, they're like little slightly transparent stickers. You put them right there, right against the console, and you're basically changing that white LED when it's operational. Because like that's always the thing that's sort of misleading about all the promo materials of throughout all the PS4 lifecycle or PS5. You see the iconic blue, but that's really only during boot up, which it goes away after like 20 seconds. Operational, the thing is always running a white LED, which looks fine, but you can change it to red or change it to rainbow. And what's different about this is, you know, you're not really seeing the sticker, you're seeing more of the how it accents against the panels, right? And that's what makes this different. So we've got a bunch of color combos to try. All right. What do we think? I'm not sure. This is a really ugly PlayStation 5. And if you never liked the console's design to begin with, this would probably make it a lot worse. Was supposed to be gold. Not quite what we got here. More of a gray poupon PS5. There we go. That's pretty cool, actually. Especially because you can monitor some of the dust buildup. And PS5 hasn't even been out that long, but like if you've got pets, you know, pet hair all around your room, and if you've got carpet that collects very easily depending on where you place this thing, and if you don't give it enough ventilation, you know, dust is going to accumulate in here easily. So it's great that the plates can be taken off so without much of an issue, and you can see just how much is collecting up in there. Because with my cat, it's builds up a decent amount. What do we think? The only thing with the lights, you're gonna see. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it'll be exposed, but some people are into that, and the wire will be exposed. Should go without saying that you're probably going to want the clear plates for this particular little modification, if we can call it that. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh! Actually, did they give you a battery with this release? Yeah, I think so. Alright, we got a ton of modes on here. Ton of modes. Can do white if you want. So what's mode 1? That changes it very quickly. Oh, that's pretty cool. Circles around it. That was mode 2. Mode 3. This is so stupid, but it looks kind of cool though. This wouldn't be something I do like long. I get you've probably all picked up on that. I keep everything as vanilla as I can. But it's not, I don't know, like when you look at like a really cool PC rig and it's got tons of RGB everywhere, it's like, come on, how can you not like it? I guess the other thing is that, well, this door is pretty much required. Sony says you really should have that back on there for the M.2 expansion. However, that's like something that's very, I don't know if it's like super prominent, but that's like one little thing you can do in the PC building community where you can do RGB lighting on your M.2 SSD. I don't think it's that popular though, as far as I'm aware. But you could, in theory, do that if you wanted to, but again, I guess you really do need that top plate on top. So I'm not sure if you could, well, I'm sure you could do it, but you probably shouldn't. And from the top view, let's see, red, green, blue, mode 1, O2. You could do this all from your phone, so you don't have to use the little remote. It would probably be a pain once you have this thing in a cabinet or something and try to use the remote. I would imagine it's not going to work that well. Now, let us check out the little rainbows that we can add to this. It'll be easier to do this if the thing's not actually running. Keep in mind I'm doing this on video, so it's not going to be perfect because I don't plan on keeping this here forever. And it may not work that well with the clear one where it's not accenting off something, because to me it just looks really blue. But we'll see once it turns white. Look at that. So you can't really tell that well right now. I think it really needs the white plates or just anything else to reflect off of. Would probably be better if you also had one of those stickers to put right here where the PlayStation logo would go. Would actually be perfect if you're doing a clear case, since that'll show up so easily. Otherwise, with some of the solid colors that aren't officially PlayStation, they're not going to be able to stamp out the PlayStation logo, and thus then you could put a sticker underneath. You can't do that for like any sort of black, red, blue plates because those other manufacturers can't do that. However, that would work for this particular plate, or if you are just sticking to the standard stock white ones, you can also still put that sticker underneath as well. Alright, let me get out of this camera shot and start mixing some of these around and seeing what I come up with, and I will show that to you right now. So my results were pretty interesting. I tried a bunch of different color combos and different lighting conditions so you get an idea of how this would really look, and the rainbow turned out quite nice on the white plates. Really pops at night, as you can see. And it also looks reasonably good on any other different colored faceplates like the blue one or say the mustard yellow one. It turned out pretty good actually. What really made a noticeable difference was turning on the ring LED inside the console. Even though we're using a solid colored faceplate, you can see that they shine through the PS5's vents pretty aggressively to the point where you get additional accent lighting through those vents, which might be a look that you like or dislike, but it is there and it shows up quite nicely. You can't not see it from all these different viewing angles and lighting conditions. I also find that when you do mix it with the stickers that you place on that LED strip on the PS5, that creates, well, sometimes it mixes well, like with the rainbow, and sometimes it doesn't. Now, looking back at the clear faceplate and the ring LED, it's worth pointing out that the RGB lighting, that's not going to create much extra heat, if anything at all. It's very negligible, and I also wouldn't worry about, like, I can see how you might think that this is not, like, something you should do, but really it doesn't appear as though it's impeding any airflow, because that ring LED is around the fan, but realistically, the plates themselves are impeding airflow more so than this little ring LED would do, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But it does, it works. I don't think it looks too bad, actually. It's not for me, but I can see how other people would be into it. Now, applying the blue decal, this one turned up some pretty poor results in all lighting conditions on all faceplates. It really did not change the color all that much. It was still mostly white, or rather, it just became a very subdued blue, if anything, and again, on all plates, didn't really show that much. Also, for these decals, you can probably notice that you can see that there's a, depending on how you apply it, you can probably see the seam, but I noticed that over time, if you don't apply it correctly the first go and you don't have a good adhesion, it could start to peel away almost immediately, and I think no matter how well you put this thing on the first time, it's going to eventually start peeling off, and you'll have to reapply it in a more permanent manner if you're going to commit to that. Now, I noticed for the solid color aftermarket faceplates, these, as you can see, that ring LED shines through. Even during the day, you can see that it's, well, if you have it on the max brightness setting, it's going to show up pretty easily. So that, well, I think it looks silly. I don't think that would look very good, but it's something to be mindful of if you're going to do the ring LED with a aftermarket faceplate that's, say, blue or even red. The red one, it showed up very prominently. Now with the red decal, this one did turn up some better results, but still with certain viewing angles, you can see the white LED shine through, which maybe you can fix that from applying it better or more closely to the edge, but you can see that the actual accenting color does reflect a brighter red, so in that sense, it will do the job just fine. And actually, this one turned out really good when you mix it with the LEDs inside the console, where you can do a solid red and it's red across the board, or you can mix it with, say, blue, and you get kind of a purplish hue to it, and then it turns more blue once it's further away from where it's the brightest towards the corner of the console. That actually looked better than I thought. But if you go all red with like the red faceplate, then that'll look okay. But again, the LEDs shine through the faceplate, which is not really what you'd want to. Ideally, you wouldn't want to go for that. And then the mustard yellow PS5, this color is bad all around. It doesn't really mix well with anything that I bought. Ironically, at this point, I have all these different colors, but not black, which seems to be the most popular in the aftermarket. So these may or may not work better for black, which I was not able to test here, but these are the colors that seem to be less common, so at least we were able to display that. But the black faceplate, I would imagine, does a better job at reflecting most colors and being able to properly hide the ring LEDs that you place inside of it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe for the best PlayStation news, reviews, and updates that are here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mystic Ryan, and that is it. I will see you all in my next video. You take it easy.